Every time you pull into a gas station, you probably don't think twice about what's happening beneath your feet. You see pumps, prices, maybe a convenience store. But underneath all that is a carefully engineered system storing thousands of liters of highly flammable fuel. And somehow, despite the risks, gas stations operate safely every single day. So how do gas stations store fuel without turning into hazards? How do they prevent leaks, explosions, or environmental damage? It turns out there's a lot more going on underground than most people realize. So let's break it down right here on History of Simple Things. In the early days of automobiles in the late 1800s and early 1900s, fuel wasn't stored the way it is today. Gasoline was often sold in cans at hardware stores or even pharmacies. As cars became more common, dedicated fueling stations began to appear, but safety wasn't always a priority. Early storage systems were basic and sometimes dangerous, with fuel kept in above-ground tanks or poorly sealed underground containers. Leaks were common and fires were a real concern. By the mid-20th century, stricter regulations and better engineering led to the development of modern underground storage systems, designed specifically to prevent accidents and protect the environment. Today's gas stations are the result of decades of improvements in materials, monitoring, and safety standards. At the heart of every gas station is something you never see: underground storage tanks, often called USTs. These tanks are typically buried several meters below the surface and can hold anywhere from 10,000 to over 50,000 liters of fuel. They're placed underground for a few important reasons. First, it keeps fuel away from direct heat and sunlight, which reduces evaporation and fire risk. Second, being buried provides a natural layer of protection against physical damage. And third, it helps keep the station looking clean and uncluttered above ground. Modern tanks are usually made from steel, fiberglass, or a combination of both. Many are double-walled, meaning there's an inner tank that holds the fuel and an outer layer that acts as a backup barrier. If the inner tank leaks, the outer wall helps prevent fuel from escaping into the soil. One of the biggest concerns with storing fuel underground is leakage. Even a small leak can contaminate soil and groundwater, leading to serious environmental and health issues. That's why modern gas stations use multiple systems to prevent and detect leaks. Double-walled tanks are just the first line of defense. Between the two walls is a monitored space that can detect changes in pressure or the presence of liquid. If something goes wrong, the system alerts operators immediately. Pipes that carry fuel from the tank to the pump are also double-walled and equipped with sensors. On top of that, many stations use automatic tank gauging systems which constantly measure fuel levels and can detect even tiny discrepancies that might indicate a leak. Fuel isn't just a liquid. It also produces vapors, and those vapors can be dangerous if not handled properly. Gas stations use venting systems to manage pressure inside the tanks and safely release fuel vapors. Each underground tank is connected to a vent pipe that extends above ground, usually to a safe height. These vents allow air to flow in and out as fuel levels change, preventing pressure buildup that could damage the tank. Many modern stations also use vapor recovery systems. When fuel is delivered or pumped into a car, vapors that would normally escape into the air are captured and redirected back into the storage system. This not only improves safety, but also reduces air pollution. Fuel doesn't magically appear underground. It's delivered by tanker trucks, and this process is carefully controlled to prevent spills and accidents. When a tanker arrives, it connects to sealed fill ports on the ground. These ports lead directly to the underground tanks. Before unloading, the system checks to make sure the correct tank is being filled and that there's enough space available. Modern setups include overfill prevention devices. These systems automatically stop the flow of fuel if the tank gets too full, preventing dangerous spills. At the same time, vapor recovery systems capture fumes released during delivery, keeping the area safer for both workers and customers. Given how flammable gasoline is, preventing fires is a top priority. Gas stations are designed to minimize any chance of ignition. Electrical equipment near fuel storage and pumps is specially designed to avoid sparks. This includes explosion-proof wiring and sealed components. You've probably also noticed warning signs telling you to turn off your engine and avoid using your phone while fueling. These are part of broader safety practices. Another important factor is grounding. Fuel flowing through hoses can create static electricity. To prevent sparks, systems are designed to safely dissipate static charges before they can build up. Considering the amount of fuel stored at gas stations worldwide, it's impressive how rarely major incidents occur. That's not by accident. It's the result of strict regulations, constant monitoring, and decades of engineering improvements. Modern gas stations are designed with multiple layers of safety. If one system fails, another is there to back it up. This redundancy is key to preventing accidents and keeping both people and the environment safe. So the next time you stop to fill up your tank, remember that you're standing above a highly sophisticated storage system. Beneath the surface, fuel is being stored, monitored, and managed with incredible precision. What looks like a simple stop on your daily routine is actually a carefully controlled operation designed to handle one of the most flammable substances we use every day, safely, efficiently, and almost invisibly. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.